Hey Genesis, where are you at? What's the plan? It's Christmas today, isn't it? I'm here, back home like mom and dad said.
What? Really? Christmas at mom and dad's house? I don't recall them mentioning it at all.
No? How is that possible?
I am actually chilling with mom and dad as we speak. We are staying at this luxury hotel by the lake. We decided to celebrate Christmas by taking a family trip.
Why are you there?
I'm thinking you probably messed up the details like you always do. Typical.
Huh? Really? I'm clueless about all this. What's going on? Mom specifically said to bring your Christmas gifts and come to the house. I'm certain that's what she told me.
Oh, mom said that? Classic scatterbrain move. Gotta love her, right? We switched up the plans, and she conveniently forgot to fill you in. That's probably what went down. She's right here next to me, admitting she totally spaced out and giving you the heads up.
Wow. Okay, well, what should I do then?
So, anyway, we're all here. Feel free to dance if you want. Just leave your presents on the dining room table. We'll manage. Thanks. No one's gonna be bothered to show up until tomorrow at least. So, thanks for making me the effort and have a super safe journey back, sis.
Hang on a second. That's all you're gonna say? You guys did it again, didn't you? You all did this to me on purpose, didn't you?
What are you talking about? You sound paranoid.
This is like the third freaking time. Minimum the third time. You pulled this crap on other important family events too. Like Dad's birthday and Mom's birthday. It's getting way beyond ridiculous. It's not funny in the slightest. Ever since we were little, it's always been you, Mom, and Dad. And then there's me. I remember how you guys used to brush me off or only bother with me when you wanted something. But now that we're older, it's even more in my face. It can be straight up cruel sometimes. I mean, let's put aside the fact that we're a family for a sec. Treating anyone like this is just plain lousy.
Oh no, brace yourself, folks. Lily's throwing another one of her famous lectures. Watch out, she's getting all worked up.
Seems like all you care about is the Christmas presents, so I'll just drop them off here. But seriously, quit wasting my time with this passive-aggressive nonsense and be straight with me. It's painfully clear you don't want me around for family outings or gatherings, so why don't you just tell me to send gifts and stay away?
Oh wow, get ready for the dramatic music. Come on, sis. You're aware we can actually say that you own family, right?
You're saying it loud and clear already by the way you treat me. Tell Mom and Dad if they don't want me around, then don't invite me anymore. I've had enough.
Aw, don't be such a party pooper, Lily. We all have our parts to play. And I need you around to make me look good.
Excuse me? Try that again.
What can I say? My bad. I apologize. I'm sorry for being born with way more looks and charms than you, sis. But hey, it's all thanks to you being so boring, dull, and socially awkward that mom and dad adore me. If it weren't for your plain existence, they might not realize just how freaking awesome I am. So please, pretty please, don't ever stop gracing us with your presence at the family gathering, sis.
Genesis, are you trying to pick a fight with me? Because that's what it sounds like.
Oh no, never in a million years would I do that. I genuinely mean it when I say how thankful I am for you being the way you are. After all, that's why I get showered with love, gifts, and attention from the guys. And it's crystal clear that mom and dad absolutely relish spoiling me and messing with you. In this twisted way, all the stuff we do to you actually brings the three of us closer. We owe our close bond to you, believe it or not. Weird, huh? Like I said, we all have our parts to play.
Wow, you've really hit a new low today. I mean, I can't even. I don't understand how you can think any of that, let alone have the guts to say it to my face. It's just beyond me.
Whatever. We'll be having a blast here, and of course, we'll bring back some awesome souvenirs, just like always. I bet you've never been to a place half as cool as this, right? Nobody to accompany you, I bet. Am I hitting the nail on the head or what?
You can chill now, sis. You're gonna exhaust yourself brainstorming new insults for me. And guess what? I do have friends. And I've been to places just like that, FYI. Actually, I took a trip like that just last month. It was amazing.
Oh, please, you're definitely lying. No doubt about it. Like you actually have someone to travel with. Next, you'll probably claim you went with a guy. That's too ridiculous to believe. No chance you have a boyfriend.
Lily, is this true? I need to ask you myself. Do you really have a boyfriend? Genesis told me.
Yeah? Why? I'm not used to you showing any interest in me or my life. Why are you asking now?
Oh, I'm genuinely taken aback. Can you really blame me? It's just mind-boggling to think that anyone would actually want to date you, considering your looks and personality, you know? I mean, even as your own mother. It's painfully obvious that you're lacking in those departments, haha.
You know what, Mom? It's honestly mind-blowing to see how you can speak to your own daughter in such a way. I mean, it genuinely astounds me. And you've been doing it for as long as I can remember. Since I was a little kid, you've been calling me ugly and hurling insults at me. And now you've taught Genesis to do the same.
Well, as your loving parent, it's my duty to give it to you straight, haha. I'd be doing you a favor by not sugarcoating it, right? There's nothing more pathetic than an ugly girl who's delusional about being cute, you know? No one wants to be around someone like that. Trust me. But whatever. Let's get back to the matter at hand. Who is this boyfriend of yours? Tell me about him. I'm thinking he can't be good looking if he's dating you. And let me say this up front. I hate fatties. So don't even tell me if that's what he is. No fatties allowed.
Well, Mom, I can't speak for your preferences in men, but in my eyes, he's an amazing guy. And just to clarify, he's not overweight. He's genuinely kind, caring, and always there for me whenever I need a friend.
Oh, well, look at that. Isn't that just precious? But don't go getting all high and mighty, dear. So, tell me, how much money does he rake in? What's his job? If you can even call it that.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna spill the beans on that one because honestly, I don't have that information. It's not my place to know, and it's definitely none of your business either. But I can tell you he's employed by a big company. So he's probably doing all right for himself.
Oh, a big company. I see. That must mean he went to a good university too, right? Ivy League? Big Ten? And how about his parents? What do they do? I bet they own businesses.
I think he told me they do something with real estate. I guess they own a few properties or something like that. That's all I heard.
Look at you, hitting the jackpot. You've got yourself a real winner there. He's a university graduate and works for a fancy big shot company. And to top it off, his parents are into real estate. This guy ticks off all the right boxes. What a catch. Let's be real. A guy of this caliber is far too good for someone like you, don't you think? So what's his name?
Mark. His name is Mark. I was thinking that I want to introduce him to you all sometime, if you won't act like idiots when you meet him.
Mark, huh? Interesting. Well, dear, we'll have plenty of time for introductions later. But before that, why don't you go ahead and give me his number so I can do a little background check for you? You know, as a concerned mom, it's my duty to thoroughly examine him and his credentials. Just looking out for you, sweetie.
Huh? Okay, I guess. But what are you planning to do?
Oh, don't concern yourself with that. Just give me his number. I'll be waiting for your text.
Lily, it's me, your beautiful sister. Listen up. I have really big news to share with you.
Big news? What's going on? Did you finally graduate middle school?
Nice try with the sarcasm. But guess what? I actually have some awesome news. Yeah, it's a bit out of the blue, but I'm getting married. I mean, we just got the marriage license, so it's official, even though we haven't had the ceremony or anything yet. Can you believe it?
Wow, married? That's big. And the paperwork's done and everything? That was really fast.
Yeah, it all happened pretty quickly. But you know how it goes. I met my soulmate and we just went for it. Mom actually bumped into him somewhere and introduced us. Oh my goodness, he's like the guy of my dreams and he's got a great job with a good salary. The moment I met him, I just knew he was the one. So here we are, happily married.
Sounds like it was a real whirlwind romance. You sure didn't waste any time. But I'm happy for you and hope you have a great life together.
Oh, thanks a bunch, sis. Your support means the world to me. I really hope seeing me with him doesn't trigger too much loneliness for you, you know? I'm sure you'll stumble upon someone for yourself eventually. Someone new, that is.
Huh? Why would I be sad about any of this? I don't get it. You're my sister, so of course I wish you happiness. Why wouldn't I?
Oh, come on. You have to be at least a little bit upset about this, right? It must be a sting a bit to see your sister snatching her boyfriend away. I'm talking about Mark, of course, silly you.
Excuse me? Can you repeat that last part? Are you saying that you went and got a marriage license with my boyfriend, Mark? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, finally. Now you're catching on. Yeah, Mom introduced us a while ago. She was always saying he wasn't the right fit for you. She kept insisting that I'm a much better match for him, and guess what? She was absolutely right.
Did you say Mom introduced you to him? That's interesting.
Oh, and let me tell you, he's got this amazing job and his parents are all high and mighty in real estate and whatnot. What a freaking catch she is, right? And guess what? He's head over heels for me. He's always showering me with compliments and treating me like a princess. Just like Mom and Dad do. He's totally smitten with me. Like, completely. And it seems like he's moved on from you, sis. Totally and completely.
Well, I hate to break it to you, sis, but I think you have the wrong guy. My husband is sitting here, right next to me.
What? Your husband?
And it also looks like I guessed right that Mom was up to something. She's not nearly as smart as she thinks she is. See, I had a feeling something ridiculous like this was going to happen as soon as Mom started asking me about my boyfriend. I knew she couldn't possibly be that interested in my life without some kind of angle she was working. And now I know what that was. It's just a good thing I decided to tell Mom a story with some random guy's name.
Huh? A story? What do you mean a story?
Yeah, sorry, but I had no choice. You people left me no choice once again. And I know you were feeling great thinking that you and Mom got one over on me, but you didn't. Whoever that guy Mark is, he's not my boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, or anything of the kind. Actually, I don't even have the faintest idea who it is that you just married. But whoever he is, I still wish you all the happiness in the world with him.
Wait a minute, what's going on here? You're saying Mark isn't the guy you've been dating all this time? This can't be right. You told Mom he is? And she told me he is. That's why she introduced us in the first place. And that's why we just got married with Mom and Dad's and Mark's parents' full approval.
Wow. Oh, where should I begin? First of all, you remember me telling you about my boyfriend, right?
Yeah, it was when you came for my birthday and we were all at the lake without you. You were all like, how in the world did that ugly, boring Lily ever land, man?
Yeah, so... Anyway, right after that, Mom called me acting all like she wanted to know how I was and how everything's going. I knew that was fake because she never cares about how I am or how things are going. And then she started pumping me for information about my boyfriend. That's when I realized she was up to something. So I just gave her a guy's name and number from my phone's recent contacts.
What? What random guy?
The fact of the matter is that my husband Andy doesn't work for a great big company. He's self-employed running his own little company, and I'm actually working with him in that company. We're partners in both business and in life. Oh, and we got married last month. It was a small, intimate affair, and as you know, you weren't invited. That was intentional.
I'm in shock. How did you make all that happen? So, your man is running his own company? Meaning that you're the wife of a company president?
Well, that's definitely one way to put it. It's not something I think about a lot, to be honest. Because it's really not a big deal. Like I said, it's just a small company. But there is potential.
But still, he owns a company. He must be making good money.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well for himself. He's his own boss, after all. I mean, we're living well and we don't have any money worries if that's what you're thinking about.
You liar! I can't believe you hid him from us. You really have some nerve misleading us like that. Is that how you treat family? And not just me. You lied Mom, too. How could you?
Oh, really? That's what you're upset about? That I lied to you? In this family, that's standard operating procedure. You, of all people, should know that.
What? What's that supposed to mean?
How many times have the three of you lied to me? How many times have you misled me? How many times did you intentionally tell me the wrong place to meet you all? Tell me, how many? I'll tell you how many. So many times that it's obvious that lying and misleading are no big deal to you people. So many times that you can even say that lying is as natural to you people as eating, drinking, and sleeping are. That's how many.
You're way out of line. Those excuses hold no water at all.
I don't need excuses. I have reality and a lifetime of bad memories to back me up. You know it's true, Genesis. Don't even try to deny it.
Whatever, crybaby. What I want to know is that who's this guy I just married? Who's this Mark and where did he come from?
Oh, him! He's one of Bruce's old college buddies. Pretty nice guy, but a little insecure maybe. I met him with Bruce at his college reunion recently. He was complaining to Bruce about how he couldn't even get a date, let alone find a great wife like Bruce did. He asked us to give his info to any woman we know who might be interested in meeting a guy like him. He was really insistent about it, actually. So I took his number just to humor him and get off our backs. Then when Mom started interrogating me about Bruce, I had a sudden flash of inspiration. Mark and Genesis. Yeah, that's the ticket.
Then Mark's just some random classmate from Bruce's college days and he wasn't even your boyfriend. And I just married him. I married him because he was supposed to be your boyfriend. Don't you get it?
Yeah, I get it. You and Mom conspired to steal my man from me. But I was too smart for both of you. Ha ha. Don't worry. I totally get it, sis. But don't be too sad. I mean, he's not my man, but the rest is all true. He really does work for a big company, and his parents really are in real estate after all. I learned all that about him at the reunion. You still got married to a guy who checks all your important boxes, so you can feel good about that at least. Anyway, congrats again on getting married, and I'm wishing you and Mark all the best. Bruce and I are very happily married, and I hope you will be too.
You dirty little liar. You completely fooled us. You've got some nerve. How could you stoop so low? You lied right to my face about your husband. Is that how I raised you?
That's exactly how you raised me, Mom. You reap what you sow, as the saying goes. How do you like me now? The real question is, don't you have anything to say to me after what you did? You blatantly tried to set up my boyfriend with Genesis. Talk about nerve.
You shut your lying mouth. You have no idea what you're saying. There's nothing wrong with trying to take care of my baby. Nothing. Genesis is beautiful, and we love her to pieces. She's an absolute treasure, and all the boys know it. It'd be totally irresponsible of us not to set her up with an appropriate man. Lord knows her own judgment certainly can't be trusted.
Ah, there it is. Classic Mom, always deflecting and making excuses instead of owning up to her mistakes. I don't know what happened to you to make you like this, but I knew you'd never apologize to me, Mom. What I didn't expect was how angry you're making me. Well, starting today, I'm done with all of you. Finished. You've treated me with abuse and disrespect for the last time. I deserve, and always have deserved, so much better than any of you will ever give me. I'm through. Can you hear me?
Huh. Look at you. All high and mighty now that you're finally landed some loser and got him to marry you. Go ahead and do it. We don't need liars like you in this family anyway. Don't show your face around here again. We have one beautiful daughter, and that's plenty. She landed herself a good husband with a successful career, and that's all we need. You can go kick rocks, ugly duckling. Don't ever come back here. You're not welcome.
I'm way ahead of you. You sorry excuse for a mother. You won't get to kick me around anymore, ever. Have a nice life. I pity you. I truly do.
Lily, what have you done to me? How could you do this to me? How could you? How could you lie to me about all of this? Everything's a lie. This is just unreal. How could you stoop so low?
Huh? What are you so upset about? I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't you dare play dumb with me. Don't you dare. You know full well what I'm talking about. It's about Mark. Last time we talked, you said the only lie you told about him was that he was your boyfriend. You said everything else was true. You said that he worked for a big company and his parents are real estate investors.
Yeah, that's exactly what he told Bruce and me.
Oh, that was a lie. How could you possibly not know that? Oh, he works for a big company, all right. But he's just a lowly construction worker.
Huh? Really? Wow. That's definitely not what he told us.
And I thought he wore a suit to work, but actually he wears coveralls and a hard hat. And I thought he drives a nice car to work, but he actually rides in the back of a pickup truck with the rest of them. How could you do this to me, Lily? How?
Hang on just a minute, sis. Take a breath before you start accusing me of anything. I absolutely didn't lie to you about any of this. I told you what I was told. Nothing more. All I know about him is what he told Bruce and me at the reunion. If any of that was lies, it wasn't Bruce or me who lied. It was Mark. I mean, he even had business cards with his company's name on them, and he was handing them out.
Go ahead and try calling the number on that card and see what happens. Go ahead, call it right now.
What? Why? What's going to happen?
He gave me one of those cards on our first date too. And I thought it was legit, thought he was a real deal. But then today I tried calling him with that number and it's not a working number. Then I got the company's actual number online and called it asking for him by name. And they told me they have no such employee by that name.
Whoa. It looks like you're right. The number on this card is disconnected.
Right, and that's not all. When I pressed him for answers, I turned up more and more lies. He told me he had $200,000 in the bank. That was a lie too. Not just that, the truth is that he's actually about that much in debt.
What? Wait a minute. Something's not right here. Bruce is right here and he's nodding his head in agreement. I mean, Mark was bragging about those numbers out loud to everyone at the reunion, saying he was a major shareholder in the company and everything. Bruce heard him, and so did I.
He's no shareholder. He shouldn't be $200,000 in debt no matter how badly he invested in that company. It just doesn't add up. And that story about his folks being real estate investors, also a lie. The only one in his family in real estate is his grandma. And all she is a landlord of a crappy little building behind the Greyhound station.
His grandma, you say? Wow. That's just...
I believe all of his lies, all of them. He says he just wanted to feel like he wasn't such a loser. He says he got frustrated seeing all of his old friends getting married and making money and having babies, and he just wanted to feel like he fit in it, so he made it all up. I can't believe this is happening to me.
Wow. I'm shocked, and so is Bruce. We both thought that Mark was legit, and that the two of you were really a good match. Honestly, we had no idea things would play out in this way. I promise you.
So, how are you going to fix it for me? It's your fault I got mixed up with this loser. I tried to talk to Mom and Dad about it, but they're ghosting me. Can you believe it? Me? I keep texting them and I get no reply at all. None.
I hate to say it, but now you know how I feel.
This is not happening. It's just a bad dream. It has to be. I want out of this marriage right now, but Mark won't sign the papers. He says he refuses.
Relax, sis. It's all gonna be okay. Take a deep breath and think about the big picture. You're a great liar too, you know? So you and Mark might actually be a match made in heaven.
Oh, just shut up. No match with the deadbeat debtor? Like this guy is a match made in heaven.
No. You two really are perfect for each other. I mean it. And I am wishing you many, many happy years together. I'm sure your beauty and charm will make all the difference. Just like it always has with Mom and Dad. Bye-bye. At the time, I was unaware, but it turns out my parents, just like the rest of us, fell for Mark's deceit. They actually went ahead and legally adopted him into our family. Their motive behind this seemingly kind-hearted act was to marry into wealth, so to speak. The consequence of this action, however, was that both Mark and Mark's father became permanent fixtures in our lives, even if Genesis were to divorce him. As a result, the once warm relationship between Genesis and my parents has significantly cooled. Currently, both Genesis and Mark are juggling multiple jobs to cover the rent and pay off Mark's debts. They frequently show up unannounced and are impossible to ignore.